Alright guys, sorry for delaying getting this video done for Aweber for autoresponders. What I want to do is talk you through how we can set up things like blog broadcasts, so that whenever you make a blog post, it will automatically send part of that broadcast out to a specific email list that you have got. And we want to cover how to add follow-up emails, and we want to cover how to do broadcast emails as well. Okay, so as you can see, this is my Aweber account. I do have some other accounts as well. I've got a new one in MailerLite that I haven't properly used yet, and I was thinking to use that one until I realized that we cannot automate stuff via integrations with JVZoo and Warrior Plus for MailerLite. So I need to keep the Aweber account, and plus I have another one in Zaxa as well, which has got thousands of people inside the CRM system that Zaxa now provides for the last year or so. And again, we have the license system, which is full of emails as well that I can pull in and import to some autoresponders like MailerLite. Now, if you get any other autoresponder like MailX, was a very popular one from a JVZoo launch, that will work really well as long as you've got your SMTP stuff set up for multiple services, so that it can rotate through those services as it's sending the emails out. There's a lot of advantages to that. I prefer to keep it really simple. I like to use services like GetResponse or Aweber or MailerLite. So what I intend to do is I'm going to build the list in Aweber, and then I'm going to export it, put it into MailerLite. And the reason I want to use that one is because it sends auto emails out for the people who don't open. Okay, and we can even have it send out at the correct times if we want to as well, which may or may not work really well. I don't know until we test it. Although a lot of people do seem to think that it doesn't make a difference. I'm not sure, but we can test it and we can find out. Okay, that's the easiest way to know. Don't take people's word for it. Just go and test it and see if it works. Right now, so what you can see in here, basically you can see it's not a huge list that I've got. I haven't been doing a lot of launches, so my list has been pretty stagnant for the last year and a half or so, but we still managed to win competitions against people with much bigger lists than what we have got. Now there's a promotion going on just now actually, and Abbas just sent me the information for the leaderboard on that, and some of the guys are getting much bigger clicks, much higher amount of clicks than what we've got, but we're still outselling them, and that makes this strategy, the strategies that I use, very powerful, and something that you should learn from, so that that you do not need to have the biggest email list to be able to win competitions and to be able to go and make money. Okay, now the stuff we will get into with the premium stuff is how we can take that even further by doing deals with people once you start to get the numbers up, once you start to prove that you can make sales. And the system I'm teaching you will teach you how you can go and make sales. Okay, so you can make sales very quickly, very easily if you follow this system. It's a good system, and you can see here we're at the top here, 376 clicks I sent through, which is pretty low. And look at the next one is Joshua, 1251. He's almost got 3 times the amount of clicks. Semantic Mastery guys, he's got double the amount of clicks almost. Warrior Plus, well, they're kind of untargeted, although they've got the highest amount of clicks. But even some of these guys as well, I don't know who this is, but he's got more clicks. He's got a good conversion rate in here, but we're running away with this. Look at this. We've got 236 sales, 63% conversions, and it was 71% steadily for the first sort of 4 days. And as we are sort of entering the home stretch now for the last 2 days, you can see that we have still got a very high conversion. And a lot of these guys are just looking and thinking, how is he doing that? Well, I've kind of given it all away, and I'm not that bothered, because the system I got does take a little bit of work. Okay, the system I got, a lot of people might start to do it and then they will stop doing it. And a lot of these guys, they are promoting different offers every day. Okay, when you're promoting different offers every day, sure, you can go and make good money doing it, but you're burning your list, and unless you're sort of replacing your list really fast, then it's going to be hard to be somebody who just focuses on one promotion with bonuses that are geared for that promotion specifically, so that we can go and, you know, win the competition, and so that we can just, you know, make a lot of sales basically and have very, very high conversions. So anyway, what you can see here is that I've got this open at Project66 trial. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create some autoresponder emails for this. I want to set up as well a draft blog broadcast, okay, so that we can take this a little bit further. So let's jump in first of all into the autoresponder messages. When we get in here to messages, what we can do is we can come down, and you can see we've got some choices in here. We've got this one for blog broadcast, follow-up series, and broadcast. And this one here for campaigns, I honestly don't know what it is. I've never bothered to look at it. It's been there for a little while. But, you know, I just have my own little system that works pretty well. So I kind of keep that running the way it is. So what it will do is we're going to set up the blog broadcast first. And we can set up one from my new TLD. We had anthonyhayes.me, which is still there, but I'm sort of slowly transferring everything over to a new TLD called anthonyhayes.online. It's got the same theme, just changing the content style a little bit, and we're changing the content to be a little bit more broader than just SEO stuff, to cover a lot of the stuff that I actually do now as I'm sort of running the business and doing promotions and all that kind of stuff, which is what we're teaching you in Project 66. Okay, so anyway, let's just put in here anthonyhayes.online /feed. Okay, now that will give you, because it's on a WordPress site, that is going to be your feed URL. You can burn one and feed one and use that instead, but I like to just use this. It's simple. So what we can do for the subject, we can just put something like new blog post. This is not right, there's something wrong here. This looks different from when I set out before. Just bear with me a second. So we're going to send it immediately. Number of new items is 1. Send automatically. Track the links. Do not tweet the message. No, we can tweet the message. Right, now, if I'm not mistaken, what this is going to do is it's going to take some basic text, and then it's just going to put the link in here. So I'm just going to put in here, hi guys, I have just posted another awesome blog post. Something like that. Just please check out the details below. Now this should automatically pull in links to the actual blog post as it gets posted, okay? Something like that. And I'm not going to put a template, I'll just keep it really simple. The last time I did this with a template, but it seems like my template has a lot of activity on it. For this, I just want to be able to give them minimal information and let them go and check it out. What we can do here as well, look at this, we've got the RSS feed here. That's for all of my RSS feeds that are going to come from that list. Now we can get this multiple places. Now I do have what I'll show you when we go into do the broadcast, not the blog broadcast, but the normal broadcast when we're sending out promos, etc. And when we go to set up a broadcast email, what you will see is that I'm using one particular list that I send out to all other lists from. That's the one I'm going to take the RSS feed from. And what we can do is we can put the RSS feed into a browser, make sure everything is looking okay. This plugin here is getting in my way. Let me just remove that. There we go, sorted. You can see there's nothing here at all, absolutely nothing here at all for that particular email list that's just been set up. When we go into the other one, it's called anthonyhayes.me. That's where all the major broadcasts are coming from. I can choose to send to every other list, but starting from that list. That means the RSS feed from that one, what I can do is I can put that into WordPress and it will be formatted perfectly, and you can also have that posting into your WordPress sites, okay, which is a very, very good thing to do. I've been meaning to do this for a while actually, so I will set this up for Project66 as well in a different day. Okay, remember we're doing one thing a day. These kind of little things that you can do every day that you can set up that will help you long term, all combine to give a much bigger and broader picture, which is much better overall, and you just keep improving day on day. But what we can do there is we can save it as drafts so that we can go and check that post as it's coming in from Aweber. So you've got to go in both ways. When you make a new blog post, it goes over to Aweber, okay, and when you do a promo from Aweber, it comes to your blog. So like you can set it up just for the broadcast emails that you're doing your promotions. So if you put a bit of effort into those emails that you're promoting from, then you can choose which ones you want to post. Sometimes we are posting 3 or 4 emails for one promo. You don't want to make 3 or 4 blog posts for that one promo. Okay, what you can do is you can combine those 3 or 4 together, or you can just choose the first one maybe and have that one post. Okay, and that means you can have just one separate category on your site where you have like my latest recommendations or something like that. Just have a category specifically for those if you wanted to do that. So all this is set up. I mean, it's really, really easy unless I've done something wrong, because it does look different from the last time. So I'm just going to click on save that. Okay, and now that has been done. So what we can do next is we can come in here and we can set up a broadcast email. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to a different email list to do that, and we will come back over to this one a little bit later when we go to do the autoresponder follow-up, because that one might take a little bit longer to cover. Okay, so we'll just come in here to anthonyh.me. That's the main one I send from. Okay, this is where we get a lot of people subscribing from the blog, and I think I've got about 3,000 people opted in just from the blog, which is not too bad because it's really SEO sort of centered content on that blog for a long, long time until we switched over now. But you can see in here I've got a whole bunch of drafts. Some of these I've got insert your subject here. I do this sometimes because I want this template to show in here. Sometimes with Aweber, I don't know if it's their servers, but it takes a little bit longer to load these templates. So what I do sometimes when I'm in here is, when it's working well, I will go and create a whole bunch of drafts like this, so that I can simply just click on create one, okay, and click on one of these so that it will go over to that template already loaded, and I don't have to wait for it, I don't have to mess about, and it should look something like this here, where it's got the header, it's got some banners at the bottom down here, and we can have skeleton content there just ready for us to put in some promotion things. We got a gift there, we always put a gift in here, and we got some handy links. Okay, so we can make these templates really easily. Okay, very, very, very simply. So let's go and make one of them. Actually, that could be kind of fun, so I can show you how to do that. It's really simple. So I'm just going to click on save and exit from here, and what we can do is we can just go and click on messages, email template manager. Okay, so we can import a template, start with the template, use code using theme language, etc. And what I will do is I will choose start with an Aweber template. I'm pretty sure that's where I started from before. Okay, so it just pulls this one back in. Alright, all we need to do really is we get an image in here, any image you want. All you're doing is you're dragging over like this, and you put your image in. Okay, so you got to get a nice banner header like this at the top. If you want to put the social shares button like this one, all you need to do is go for the share button. You can lift that over there. That's what it looks like. It's really simple to use. Okay, and then we're going to have a text area. Now you can, some people I've noticed they put in a headline, something like up here, and then they've got the information down here. You can do that if you want. I like to just keep it as simple as possible and write everything in here. One of the disadvantages of using this, unless you're using one of their templates, is if you want to use an image, you cannot get it in that content in there unless it's part of the template, or unless you know how to do the coding, the HTML stuff, which I don't know how to do. So maybe you want to think about putting some kind of image there for the promos. But what I've found is it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Even if I post case study stuff from the sales pages, it doesn't actually make a difference. What does make a difference is doing a proper blog post review. Okay. Now I did mention earlier that a lot of people might try to use this system, but they will get tired. Okay. That kind of happens to people. They burn out. It takes maybe 3, 4, 5 hours to do a blog post sometimes. But you can see the rewards are there if you're willing to put the work in, if you're willing to put the effort in, if you're willing to learn enough about that particular tool you're going to be promoting and craft a bonus specifically for that, then you don't need the highest amount of traffic to win the competitions, okay? It's just a different approach. It's a little bit work, but do it nicely and it can pay off big time for you, okay? Now, for this, all I do is I just take over from here. The paragraph. Maybe this one it says article, maybe we can stick an image in there. Yeah, you could get an image if you wanted to do that. I haven't actually tried that. I might try that sometime. I'm just going to get rid of that. And basically if you want to put video or anything else, you're just dragging and dropping, and then I put another banner down the bottom here to take a trial for Alpha Centauri. But this one really needs to be changed, so I'm going to change that to something else like Social Send Alpha or Project66 or whatever, and we'll put some rotation in here, which you have to do kind of manually from time to time. Okay, it's very, very easy to set this up. There's nothing difficult here, but it does look much better than just sending a plain email that a lot of people just do because they don't put the time and effort into make the templates look nice. A lot of people do make them nice, but there's a lot of people equally that just don't. Okay, so that's really easy part. Now what we can do in here, just come over to, I'm just going to close this, I'll click on save and exit and get out of here so that I can set something up. Okay, so if you got your template, which I've got this called custom template, let's just load it again then one more time. What we will do is we will set up an email that's going to be a broadcast email and save it to drafts. I'm not going to send it right now, but we'll put an offer in there and we'll craft the offer for people that might be sitting on the fence who have not yet taken up the sort of premium offer for Project66. So what I'm going to do, Project66, price rising soon, and I can put something like split pay option. Okay. Oh, something went wrong up here, didn't it? What happened there? Something up here not working right. Damn it. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take one of those drafts. Let's go to messages. Let's go to drafts. And this is why I'd save a bunch in drafts, so that if ever get situations like that where something isn't working quite right, I don't know if it's Aweber servers or what, but it happens from time to time. That's why I go and create a whole bunch of these. And I can just simply load them up. Let's try this one more time. Okay, now what I do up here is I capitalize every word. Okay, it's just easier for people to see. Put the word premium in here because a lot of people are taking the free course to see how it pans out for them, probably. See if it fits them actually, because a lot of people who do SEO, they're not into things like this. They'd rather go and buy link building tools and stuff like that than actually go and do some promos that can make you a lot more money with less effort And I like that. I like the less effort part, because even though we can put a lot of work into a promo, you know, you do that once a week or twice a week or something like that, it's achievable to be able to manage to do that, especially if you've got a decent VA, and a little bit of stubbornness does help as well. So what I'm going to do in here is just put hi first name Felix. Now anytime you're using an opt-in form, always put in for the first name, not the full name, and not just an email and so on. Always put that first name in your email opt-in form fields. That way you can personalize. You can personalize everything in here. You can even personalize up here if you want to. You can see personalize. I can put in person's first name. Okay, so what we can do is just keep that first name in there. So what I've done in here, just give them some kind of inspiration at the same time, just a few facts about the course, just in case they haven't looked at the course since they joined. So something like, I hope you're enjoying getting some real value from the course, seeing just how easy it is to make bulk affiliate commissions and build your list even with other people's hard work. Okay. So this will give us, you know, a good introduction to make people sit up and think, you know, I want to know more, because you're talking about bulk commissions, you're talking about using other people's content to build a list. I want to know more. How do you do that? That sounds easy. I want to do that. Okay, so that first introduction has to be pretty powerful. Okay, so I'm going to put, unfortunately, scarcity comes in here. Okay. What we got in here? Right, I've tried to keep it short. At the same time, I'd stop talking so that I could just get through this, and so that, you know, I'm not going to make even more typos than what I usually do. So basically, we've got a strong introduction where we tell them, hope you're getting some real value from the course, seeing just how easy it is to make bulk commissions and make your list and build your list even with other people's hard-working content. Okay, so that's a good hook to get them interested. Okay, that first paragraph will get them interested. Then we put a little bit of scarcity. Unfortunately, the price is rising as the course gains more value. That gives me a lead in to tell them how you've witnessed me winning a major launch competition with less traffic and smaller list than many of the guys promoting that launch, which is what I just showed you just a second ago, that we're winning that competition. I've just sent another email out and sales are still coming in. So I don't expect I will get overtaken there, because people like Josh, who's in second place, for example, he's kind of committed to a whole bunch of different promotions. So he might come back, he might do a few more sales, but I don't see him catching me. Now it's just we've maintained that lead all the way through that launch. Once you get in that lead and you just make a decision like to make it happen, you're going to win this. You do what's needed to win it, okay? I will teach you how to build stamina into a promotion as well in the premium section of the course. Now that will get them even more interested, because you won a launch competition, you had less traffic, a smaller list. Okay, now I really am interested, okay? That's the point of that. So now we say, now it's your turn. When they've got that sort of thought in their mind, you tell them, you turn it around and say, well, now it's your turn. Would you like to be able to do the same, make thousands of dollars each and every month from working a few hours per week? So I better correct the typos that I always do. So even guys like me with loads of typos, I can still make money, okay? So you can do the same as well. So now's your chance to come in and join us for the premium training, which will have some ninja traffic and conversion strategies, which is true because there's a lot of stuff that we haven't covered yet that I cannot possibly cover in 2 weeks. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I can train them. So what I'm going to do now is just tell them something like, now I do actually have a sort of 3 monthly split payment option. Okay, so what I will do with these people that are going to come from this particular promo that I do for this Project 66 is I'm going to show them just the sales page with just 127 price point, one-time fee. Then I'm going to use the 47. I will introduce the $47 over 3 months option as well, so that they can come in and they can pay that as well. They can come in, it's affordable for everybody at that price, I would hope anyway. Okay, if it isn't, then they really need to take this course to learn how to make money, I guess. So so I'm just going to tell them what the price is. So just a reminder what they can get if they come in at that price. So what we can do is we can put in here, I like to put it in the middle in here, and you could do something like this. I've seen people do it like this before. I've done this a few times. I don't know if it makes any difference or not. You could do something like that if you wanted to, with these little arrow stuff. Fix the typo again, Tony, please. There we go. And what I normally do here is all of this actually I'm going to change to size 15. That doesn't look like 15 here, does it? Okay. What you can do as well is you can change your font. The nice one is Tahoma. That one looks okay. Okay, and what you can do here, I normally go and make this bold first, and then I will put the hyperlink in here. So we can put in something like Anthony is online. I think this offer is / Project 66 SP, something like that. I will come back and check it before I send this. Obviously, I'm just going to save it as a draft. One more thing in here. It's not HTTP, it's HTTPS for this one. you see why I don't like Facebook, keeps popping up there. Didn't realize the notifications were on. So anyway, that's not a bad email. It's very, very simple email. It tells them what they need to know. Everything is the truth, and and we have, so it covered. It wasn't starting from scratch that we got that sort of those sales on that promo we just did, but it's a good demonstration to show people that I know I'm talking about, that my system works. The system I'm teaching you guys now, it works. It really works. Okay, so you can see how we can take that, and we can take some of the biggest names out in the marketplace and completely dominate them just by putting that system together in the correct order and following through. And it's not finished yet. We've still got extra steps to take as we come towards the end of the launch, and the follow-up after that as well is crucially important. Now, what you might not have seen if you didn't sort of tune into the Skype group today was that I mentioned in there that we gave away a lot on this promo for very, very little commissions. Okay, I still made almost it's over 2,500. It's probably going to be near 3,000 by the time the launch finishes. But we gave away a lot of stuff there. We gave WordPress RSS Extreme, which was in the thank you page for Aweber's customers, for everybody who purchased that product, not just for my list. That's on his thank you page, his bonus page. Okay, we gave away Twitter RSS feed, we gave away Tumblr RSS feed. Between two of them, I think I paid about $350 each for each one of them, so that's $700. So not a big profit there. Okay, but where the profit comes in is on the back end. Now, I had negotiated with Aweber beforehand, and I do the same for him as well, that I put my bonus on his thank you page like he did for my previous launch for social traffic tracker. Okay, that way we help each other build lists. Okay, that's normal kind of thing to do. You can do that as well, just by offering something that is of high value, that is relevant to that particular product. If you contacted someone like me or even Aweber and you said, hey Aweber, I've got something I created just for your launch. Okay, he might listen, he might not, but if you came to me, I would definitely say, tell me more. If it's something that I really like, I'm going to put you on my bonus page. If you're adding more value for my customers, I'm putting you on my bonus page. You can build a list of buyers from my bonus page. Okay, I'm not going to say no to that. Does it add value for my customers? Does it add value for my new audience? Then yeah, I'm going to take it. It's not a big, it's not a big deal. I don't care if you get a big name on as your first product. If it's giving extra value, and if it's something that I really see the value in for my customers to get, I'm not going to say no. And there's a lot of people who have the same mindset. There's also some people who just sort of brush you away because they've never heard of you. Don't worry about it. You probably dodged the bullet if that was the case. Just don't worry about it. Just keep going, and you can put together some kind of sort of formula where you have a template. In fact, in the premium section we will do this. I will cover this in a lot of detail, how we can do this. We will create some templates on how to contact these vendors. Okay. Now, what else we had in a deal with Aweber as well is that when we set up things, marketplaces like JVZoo or Zaxa or Warrior Plus or Warrior Form, we can add people automatically to go to a webinar. Okay, so we can set up a webinar series if we like, and we'll get into that in a lot more detail, because this is where we can make really big money. Okay, we can do 5-figure promos sitting there for an hour listening to someone talk about their product and then selling it at the end. We can be making 5 figures just sitting there for an hour listening, watching a webinar. That's kind of amazing, no? But it's true, and it can be done. We'll probably have that happen sometime during the Project 66 course. But I did a deal with Aweber so that my webinar, he would do a webinar for my Social Sound Alpha to all these new people. Now, as of yesterday, I know that there was 950 people automatically registered for that webinar. That is powerful. Now, Aweber is still going to email his full list, not just the new people that came in, but he's also got a full list, a lot bigger than mine. Okay, probably a bit double mine. So that means that we can probably expect to have a very, very good attendance on that webinar. Now, do you think that we can make money there selling something like Social Sound Alpha if we take them through a sort of training? What is IFTTT? you know, how much it would cost you to get this done, how much time it would take you. Look at this guy on Fiverr selling for $85. That we've got this automated tool in one click for automated account creation, and we can do all this syndication, all that crazy stuff. These guys are all into SEO. Social Send Alpha fits into that perfectly, where we can do set and forget backlinks. They can go and sell services on Fiverr, on Conquer to clients and make money. So you can see how all that happens. Probably, I'd be very, very surprised if we do not do a 5-figure promo on that. Probably going to be more than 10,000, possibly into the 20s and 30s, possibly even into the 40,000 mark, maybe 50, I don't know. We will see how it goes, but myself and Abbas will sit down a few days out and we will plan this webinar meticulously. We will work on it together. It's in his interest and my interest that we make as many sales as possible. So now you can start to see the bigger picture of what we're doing here. That little investment of $750 or $700, whatever it was, okay, giving away what seems to be too much, like how you're giving away too much. I wasn't. You can see now why. We've got 950 people registered for that webinar. Powerful, powerful stuff, okay? Now we can do this, and we'll show you how you can get people to agree to do that kind of stuff for you. And there's ways that you can do it even if you do not have your own sort of mid-ticket priced products. Typically those follow-up webinars from launches, you know, the best time to make people buy from you is just after a launch. They're hot on whatever you're just giving them. As long as everything is working well, as long as they're happy with what they got, you gave them great value, they are very, very interested in what you got to say. That's the best time to go and do webinars. Okay, now if we can do that and get the people coming in and we can make those sales, then that money spent and all the stuff I gave away seems like a very, very good investment all of a sudden. Yeah, I think we'd agree with that. I think everybody would agree with that. Now I'm going to teach you in the premium course how we can do this without even having our own products, and give you an opportunity that you can do that as well with my products, so that you can go and make a lot of money, okay, and you don't even have to do a lot of work, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this, save and exit, and that will save it into drafts, okay, and that is there for whenever I want to use that. Okay, now I've got it from this AnthonyHayes.me. It really should have been done in the other one, but as I was going to use the blog broadcast, I was going to do that. So anyway, I will send this out to the entire list. I like to send my emails to everybody, and when we go to send the emails, it's really simple to stop people getting duplicated. All you do is you click on here, you click on schedule a broadcast. We can click on here, we can edit for Twitter, etc. Click apply and put your Facebook in there as well. Now this is an important part here. Who should receive your message? Click on this. Then we can come over here to the left side, click on all the lists. What I normally do is come down and I will find the affiliate list, and I would not have people from affiliate list get emailed. And if there's any other ones in here that I don't want to get emailed, then I will take them out. Okay, so I might already have people in Project66 sort of main course. Okay, this list here, for example, I don't need to send that offer to them one more time. Okay, I can send a different email to them. So we've got Project66 trial, which is one list, and we've got this one, which is the upsell for the premium course. So I can click on apply, and I can send the message immediately, which I would just click on apply right now just to send it, or pardon me, let me just cancel that command. If I want to send this immediately, what I would do is click on this, send message now, then click send now. But I'm going to cancel that, I don't want to send that right now. Okay, or you can go and schedule a webinar by putting in time zone, what time you want to send it, etc., and it can be sometime in the future. Now I'm not going to send that, I'll keep that until maybe a few days from now, once we started to build a list, once we start to send traffic to these thematic funnels, okay, and we can see how that builds up in real time. So when we send this, it's going to be sent to a lot of people at one time. We'll send it to the full list for the Project66 Premium, but we can also track what we're sending to the new people coming in. We can put a tracking code, and I will show you how to do that at that time. Right now, the last part is coming into the Legacy follow-up series. Now what I'm going to do to speed this up, I'm just going to put the headlines in here so that you don't get bored watching me. I'm doing this stuff. I'm just going to open in a new window so I can get that content ideas that I had. Let me just go in here. New tab. All I'm going to do is take some titles, and I might come in and change these later. Okay, so you will recognize these if you read the blog post. So you can see this first one, thanks for subscribing. Here's some free tools. What I can do, oh, this is the wrong list, this is on Anthony Hayes, I need to move it to Project66 trial. Come down here, so that we got onto the right list. Okay, now we can do plain, or we can use the drag and drop email builder. Let's do this one nicely, so we can start to look a little bit professional from this sort of first follow-up. Now when we're in here and it looks like this, what we can do is we can click here for templates, okay, and click on the categories. You're going to see all the sort of Aweber templates in here. If you click on my templates, if you have created the template, then that is going to load whatever one you want to work with. Let me just click that again. This is what happens sometimes, it's not loading where it should load. Click on apply. Now I need to try it one more time. You can see why I want to get out of Aweber, don't you? If only I could get come on. Yeah, it's doing it again. This happens, I don't know why it happens, it just keeps happening. I want this to load. Click on apply. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to put in here the headline, and I'm going to save it, and what I'm going to do is just refresh this page. I think this is a workaround that works. We'll try it and see. And this is why I make, when it's working well, I go and make a whole bunch of these. I just create the drafts because it saves so much time. But when you create a new list, it's not going to show those because you're using a different list. Okay. Try and click on this one more time. Come on. Be nice. There we go. Click and apply. Okay, so that's a workaround. You put a title in, your headline in, and you can click on save, refresh the page, and it will come back up. So you can see here we've got this now. I've got my title up here. All I need to do is put in the text that I want to put in here, which I kind of did, but I don't want to put it in there right now because I'm not happy enough with it just now. So I've clicked on save. I'll click on exit. Okay, and then when we come to send options, we can click to add to follow up series. Okay, and we're going to follow this up. The welcome message your subscribers will see immediately after signing up. Okay, so we can just keep that in there and keep this track clicks on website in here. So just click on here to add to follow up. I should have added by now, come on. There we go. Right, now what we want to do, another one, follow-up series, and create a message. If you're using a different email platform, that's good. It's entirely up to you, as long as you've got good deliverability. I've got some serious doubts about Aweber these days. So I've got used to using it, and I've tried GetResponse, but I really don't like it. So I just stuck with this one. So now we got this one. This is the number 2. Just going to click on save and exit. We'll get out of here. I will come back and I will fix these before we send that first promo. Okay, and we've got send options again, add to follow up, and we can send this out one day after. I'm going to spread this out. I'm going to make this one, let's make it 2 days after the previous one. So that's, a little break for them. You don't want to email them every single day. It just gets really monotonous when you start getting everyday emails from the same guy. Might even make that second one 3 days. As long as you're keeping in contact, okay? It doesn't have to be every single day for 5 days or something, as somebody had mentioned to me, asked me about that he had heard. There's aggressive list building, aggressive trying to sell You've got to think, put yourself in the person's shoes. What would you feel comfortable with? If I got really good quality information every 3 days from somebody, I'm going to stay there. He's not pissing me off. He's not getting in my way. He's not in my face every time I open my email. And when he sends something, it's got value. I'm not getting off that list. I'm going to stay on that list. That's just the way you need to see it. Okay, so we click on Add to Follow-up Series. And you can send according to each subscriber's local time. I don't bother with that. Just send it according to what time this is going to send each day. Okay, so that one is set up. Next one, we're going to go and create another message. Just go and copy from here. And that recurring theme, 2 minutes theme, remember we discussed this. 350 spend multiplied by 5 in 3 hours. Actually, that could be as much as 50 by the time we've done the webinar, right? This is 350 spend for the Tumblr RSS Extreme, so it should be 700, but I will explain more in the actual. Do it like that so that we can not have two numbers too close together. So I can explain more when they come in and tell them, okay, so the 700 spend, but in the end we made whatever the amount might be. So that webinar's on Sunday. Usually it takes about a week or so to 10 days, 14 days even, before the sales start calming down after a webinar. The way that Abbas does those promotions, the follow-up, is that he's actually very, very strong with that kind of stuff. He can make sales keep going, into day 14 if he puts his mind to it, if he wants to. So, we expect to have a good promotion as long as we get the content just right. So I'll click on Save and Exit. And then later I can come back in here and I can really update that and say, like, multiply by 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, whatever it might be. Okay, come in here, send options, add to follow-up series, and we're going to send this one 2 days later. So we had a gap of 3 days between the first and the second follow-up. Now a gap of 2 days we will do. Okay, just to make a little bit of randomness. And this is keeping us fresh in our mind. That's 3 times in 1 week they've had communication from us, but good quality content. We haven't asked them to spend any money. Okay, we just keep adding value, adding value, adding value. Okay, one more time. I'm going to take one more. Now I could keep these going, but 4 or 5 is enough. They know who you are by the end of that. If you want to add more, then do it from your blog. Okay, put that content on your blog, and I might even do that, put the content on the blog and then send them to the blog. Okay, so that we can get traffic there, we can get them into some retargeting pixels as well, so that if they opt out at any time, we can go and follow them and we can stalk them. Okay, so headline up here, click on save and exit. And this one we're going to make a little bit longer. Let's make this one 4 days because they had 3 times communication in a week. Let's give them a break. Add to follow-up series, and they think, I haven't heard from that guy for a while. That's a great headline. I wonder what he did there. Okay, how to kill procrastination, make more money today. Add to follow-up series. And it's all good info, and it's all from real life experiences and case studies and stuff like that, and we can back it up. Okay, so we're adding real value, and we still haven't asked them to spend any money yet. That's when the broadcast email might come out after that, so they can choose to come in and learn, and they've got proof and everything else is there, and they've seen us win competitions and make a lot of money and all that good stuff. They will want to know more. If we just keep that spaced out, good quality information, training them, giving them stuff to help them, to actually help them. We can see by the headlines that we want to give them real stuff so that we can actually help them in the business. We're not just saying, buy this, buy that, buy this, give me money, give me money, give me money. We're not doing that. We're adding value. And then we can go and ask for money because we're running a business and we've got something of value that they want. Okay. By that time, a lot of people will have gone anyway and try to figure out, where do I get this training? And so they will, many will come in. So what we can do then is send a split payment broadcast email after these 4 and go and drive even more sales. Okay, perfect. Right, so that's all I want to cover for Aweber. And so I will build lists in this Aweber account. We will move them over to MailerLite, where we're going to be doing a lot more of the broadcasts from that particular account over there, so that we can see the numbers. We just copy the list from here, we put in there. We don't need to get double verification, etc. But I will send out something to make sure people know it's from me. Give them something as well at that time, so that they're happy enough to know that they've just been moved over to another email list. And this will still keep coming from Aweber. Perfect. Alright, so that's the end of this video, guys. 50 minutes video. Sorry it went on for so long, but you can see there's a lot to cover in here. There's a lot of good stuff. And if you follow this, you won't go wrong, okay? You won't go wrong. You need that follow-up emails in here. If you knew, it's going to be really hugely important. Now, I don't often do this, but it's not that hard to do, as you can see. So I've got to go and tweak those emails for those headlines. Make sure that they're short, to the point. Probably it's better for me to do the blog post, get them to come over to the blog post, get that traffic over there, and I can have a nice banner waiting there, or a nice offer waiting there to take the premium course. So I'll see you in tomorrow's videos.